Hi, everybody. Mayor Lou Manzo here. Hoping you had a great summer. We're already through September and kids are back at school and it's early October and a time of year when everybody kind of settles in and gets a little serious after maybe some time off in the summer. And we do the same thing at the township level. And it's often a time where we want to come to you and give you an update on some of the things that have happened, are happening, and will be happening in the future. So I want to take a few minutes to do that with you today. Um, I guess I'm going to call this, coming out of the COVID freeze. Here we are near the end of 2022. As we entered 2020, we had several projects, many of which were desirable, getting ready to move forward, and everything kind of froze once COVID hit. And I would say it wasn't until late 2021 or as we entered 2022 that some of those project re-energized and got back on track, and some of them now are moving forward with their approvals, and others are moving forward with actually starting their projects having already had those approvals in place. So I want to touch on a few of them with you right now and give you some perspective by sharing my screen, and nothing works better than a map. So give me a second. And we will start with um, what we're going to call, our pedestrian bike plan. That plan has been on our website since 2013, and we went to great pains to create that pedestrian and bike plan to tie in with the county program that was in place, and then it was just a question of getting certain things funded and having things built. So over the years, again, the COVID freeze got in the way of that. The county has agreed to move forward with a portion of our bike plan, and I'll touch base on that. But right now, the thing I want to touch on is the fact that, and this is in that bike plan, which shows an overview. This is obviously to configure. This is our historic district right here. This would be like where the Harrison House 322 intersection is, Woodland Avenue, High Street, going down on 322 and so forth. So all of these dotted lines are the projected path that would be in place. Some of it's already on road. The dark line is the bike path that the county has already paid for the engineering and would move forward with constructing this once certain easements are in place. And again, everything kind of froze for a while, but we're circling back to that now. This would be coming right off of the deck at the old mill, going across Mill Road. So the path would be over that. You would drive under it and go then through the woods, come out by, this is William Wilt Soccer Complex, run through that, come out on the other side, cross over 322. This is 322, and meander through the winery and into Richwood, and then out to what is, the Richwood area, to go north to Mantua and go continue east towards Glassboro. But right now, the thing I want to point you to is the fact that you'll see on Colson Road, this is Colson Road right here coming off of North Main Street. We are just in the process of completing this section of the bike and walking path that continues from the sidewalk on Colson Road down Walters Road and then meanders into the path in William Wilt. You'll see that that's out there now. We're very excited that this is finally happening. And it's just, one step of many, as you can see. The next thing that I'll touch on real briefly is any of these blue areas are schools. This is PVS, Pleasant Valley School, and in that area right there, you'll see that's already under construction. In fact, near completion, a public project, which is the PVS concession stand, long awaited, but finally coming to fruition, which will give that park uh, a nice option for a concession stand and restroom, and that's being completed as we speak. If I continue on now into projects that already have their official approvals through the township, but haven't, moved forward yet. The first one that I'll point to, and to configure you and orient you, this is 322 Harrison House. This is Main Street. This is Woodland Avenue. And it's the area right in here, which is the age-restricted over 55 development that you may have heard of called Orchard View. You can see based on technology, Google Earth has already put in the roads that will be configured within this project, even though it's not even built yet. And to give you kind of a schematic look at it, this is a project that is long awaited, and we really worked well with the developer because this is a very positive project for our town on a couple of fronts. First, Um, it serves an underserved market in our community, which is the over 55 marketplace, and not enough homes like that. So it addresses that. The second, thing that goes along with that is obviously there'll be no children in our schools, so there's no tax burden increase on our schools. And we have people theoretically that are 55 plus, disposable income. These will be, medium to high end level single family homes and townhouses. But you can see again here to orient you, this is 322. This is a piece of Main Street. And down here on the bottom is Woodland Avenue. These are all single family homes, 139 of them. There'll be a bridge constructed over the wetlands to get to the northern section, which is townhomes with an exit and entrance on Route 322. Sidewalks will be up and down Route 322 and throughout the project. As part of this plan, sidewalks will be constructed along Woodland Avenue up to Main Street. And this is a very exciting project for many reasons beyond what it serves, but also the fact that in this Main Street area, right here, you can see an entryway called the Boulevard entryway. That will be constructed in phase 2, maybe sometime next year, near the end of next year, about a year from now. This historic home on Main Street will be fully renovated and refurbished and brought back to its beautiful historic blossom. You can see there's a parking lot here because the objective is to have this be a destination, likely a restaurant, a nice BYOB restaurant will add to the charm of North Main Street. So again, this is a great project that is already approved. Obviously, if you drive down Woodland Avenue, you can see that the dirt has been moving for several months now. They're finishing their infrastructure, and they will start building the individual homes in phase 1 in the coming weeks. And then that will continue. This project will take probably 4 to 5 years to build out, but a very exciting project, and we're very pleased with that. If I move forward to a couple of projects that are, in the offing, and I'll say, ready to come in for approvals. They're not approved yet, but we're aware of them. One is, well, I'm going to first talk about a couple of medical office buildings. Sorry, I caught myself. One is right here to configure you. This is Cedar Road and Mullica Hill Road, and this big triangle piece that everybody drives by all the time, coming and going from town. That is already approved for a beautiful medical office building. They will likely break ground sometime next year. Again, that's up to the developer at this point because they have their approvals to move forward. If we drive a little bit further down on Route 322 going towards Richwood, we approach Barnesboro Road. This is the CVS right here. This is the corner here, CVS. This blue parcel is right next to CVS. That is also already approved for a nice, beautiful medical office building. So both of those uses will add to our commercial rateable base and also be kind of picturesque, picturesque cornerstones of our community as you come and go from our community. And then right here, we all know the Dunkin' Donuts that has been there for several years. The open grass area between Dunkin' Donuts and Richwood Road has always been part of that project. They have an approval already in place to build a 3,000 square foot retail facility, likely an eatery, though the tenant is not confirmed yet. This is something that will move forward more than likely next year. If I continue down about looking at other projects that are long awaited but haven't come in for approval yet, we expect that shortly. Again, to orient you, this is 322 Harrison House, North Main Street going north, Breakneck Road, and then you get up here to the corner of Cohawken Road and Cohawken Cedar Road and Route 45, and that triangular piece on the corner, which is in blue here, we all know it well. It was the former Oscar Jenkins gas station 25 years ago or so. It is currently approved and a redevelopment plan approved for another gas station to go there. Finally, a gas station and convenience store. They should be coming in for their approvals before the end of the year. Will likely break ground next year, so we're excited about that. Other projects that we're excited about that are happening in orientation. This is Route 77. This is Ella Harris Park and the ball fields. This is our famous water tower. And directly across the street is something we all are familiar with, the Robert Starr furniture property. Robert Starr Furniture next to ShopRite. Um, this parcel includes the house next to it and the open space. This is already an approved redevelopment plan. They should be coming in for a formal site plan approval at some point before the end of the year. The plan is to completely renovate the existing building, probably take off the front quarter or third of it to give some more parking room in the front, then renovate this building for retail use. And then the back build area here, they will build an office building that will follow the motif and design standards of the two buildings there, Main Street Dental and Envision Consultants. So we'll have an office complex again, adds to our rateable base, and almost as importantly, cleans up what is now an eyesore and makes it more of a centerpiece from an aesthetic perspective. We come down Route 77 here as you make the bend around, Gangemi Landscaping, which is right here. Directly across from that is Shook's Garage, which we all drive by all the time. It has been an eyesore for quite a long time. And this is a project we're excited about for a couple of reasons, and it's really a double-edged positive. First of all, the county EMS station in Harrison Township has been housed in Harmony Fire Hall for several years. And there's the need for them to be, extracted from there and have a standalone operation and provide the room back to our firefighters and our fire district that's needed. So this was an identified parcel that would be geographically, located in a good position for an EMS station. And this is where our relationship with the county leadership came in when we, brought them to the table and said, this is a property that, on the other edge of that sword, we want to have improved. So they are in the final stages of purchasing that property. The county stepped in again. That partnership is paying off every time we turn around, and they will purchase this property, and then they will, clean it up and build a new county EMS station there. So the double-edged positive is we get a needed county EMS station. We get them out of our Harmony Fire Hall, house, and we also have cleanup of what is considered an eyesore. It becomes an aesthetically pleasing spot. If I go further down now and come back to you live, no more maps, and talk about some public projects that are in the offing. You may have recently seen a memo that we put out concerning some of our repaving and repairing efforts in our subdivisions. Uh, Look, we hear you, and we've heard you for years about the issues, in Willowbrook and in Wheatley Meadows and throughout town, Cypress, where both the um, wastewater, the stormwater collection grates have, fallen into disrepair. There are sinkholes, and then just general, repaving needs. And the truth of it is that over the last few years, um, our workforce capability in our public works department has been so depleted. It's just an impossibility to do it in-house. And we have equipment to be able to do certain things, but we just don't have the manpower right now. So we made a decision recently, because this has become an issue, to address that by directing funds to go to outside contractors, which we are in the stages of, doing now, to address the more emergent versions, or safety hazard spots throughout town in the next 40 days before the weather sets in, and then continue that process going into the spring of next year and address everything. So I want you to know that we've heard you, and that's something that we're working on. Other public projects that are happening that I just want to put on your radar, and this is in conjunction with our rec commission, and we're excited about this because they, handle all things recreation in our town, and through their leadership, we have already allocated the capability to put in a dog park at William Wilt Park. That soccer complex has a lot of open space on the left-hand side as you drive in. On the other side of you know, the younger practice and recreational fields there. And we're going to put in a dog park that will have a well dug so they can have the ability to rinse your dog off. It's something that people have been asking for a long time. Also at Ella Harris Park, the upper basketball court. We have a lower one also, which is the newer, more refurbished one. We're going to convert the upper basketball court area into a permanent pickleball court. The demand is now at the level where that is needed, and the kind of temporary version that we use on our tennis courts now has worn out its welcome, and we will move forward with a permanent pickleball court and some other improvements to our tot lots throughout town. All of this driven by our Recreation Commission and some of the funding that they receive and contribute, and obviously their guidance on those issues. Okay, so I'll take a breath. That was a lot, I know. A lot of detailed information, but there's a lot of things happening, and we wanted to try and share some of that with you. Exciting times here in Harrison Township. So, on the heels of this, next week, we'll send you another video that will focus on an update just on the Main Street Historic District, because there's a lot of things happening just in that corridor, and we want to share that with you too. In the meantime, have a great week. Take care. Look forward to seeing you around town.